Hi there, this is the FA training video number 3, file acquisition, B, file saving and storing. Alright, so you should have already watched the first two file acquisition training videos, number 1 on research, number 2 on the actual file acquisition and overview of that. So we ended that video with a short review on how to actually save a file once you have downloaded it. And I'm going to give you now a more detailed overview of the different types of files and how to save them. Alright, so step 1 is just the file naming. So what we did is we were pretending that we were acquiring a file. We're doing a fictional Works of Martin Luther set, and we went here to iclnet.org, went to biblical commentaries, and this was what we were acquiring. Alright, so if we acquired this and then went back, so copied and pasted that, copied and pasted this, went on and did all of that, that would all be one single file on your computer. As I said before, the way to name that would be, what is it? A document. It's by Martin Luther. It's a commentary on the Galatians. This is where it's from. This is when it was downloaded. This is its format right here. Okay, so document, name of the author, name of the book, the source, the month it was downloaded, and the file format. So as you can see, we have exactly the same things here, the commentary on the Galatians, but we have 2 of them. Now why is that? Well, because we need 2 files for each book that we download. The reason we need that is because when we pass it on to the proofers, they have to run it through something called a file compare. That's a word program that will allow them to quickly find mistakes in one or the other files. So you need to actually make sure to acquire 2 different files for each book. Okay? And sometimes they can be in different formats. This one, this first one is in HTML. You saw me do that at on the last video. This one is just simply a document. So it would be like if we just copied and pasted regular text into this. Okay? That's a single document. Commentary in the Galatians is about 200 pages long, but it's still short enough to go into a single document. Here's some other examples if you need those, both with the underscore and with the periods. Depends on what your computer particularly likes. Alright, but what if one document, such as Augustine's City of God, is too long to go into a single file? What you're going to do is you're going to make a subfolder within the folder. I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second in the file storing. And you're going to name it this way. Okay? Down here we have the name of the author. We have the name of the book. It's all the same book. It may be in different files because it's too long, but it is all the same book. And then one thing that I'm going to put in here is like part 1. Okay? So like when you're naming files to go into this particular subfolder, you're going to want to, when you do the single files, you're going to want to make sure that here, commentary on the Galatians, let's say commentary on the Galatians was 2,000 pages long, and you had to save it in 5 files, so you would do part 1. So that would be added in to this particular naming. Okay? So then you would just have a folder that was titled this way here, Owen John, the Glory of Christ. Where it came from, it all has to come from one particular place, because even though it's in different files, it's actually all one book. And then when you acquired it. So that's for the subfolders. Now for a README file is just a simple like TextPad document or WordPad document that has certain editorial notes in it. So like let's say that the commentary on Galatians was huge. It was 2,000 pages long, and you had to make sure that the people who were proofing it and then tagging it and putting it in its final form knew that. You didn't want them to publish 5 commentaries on the Galatians. You wanted them to put it all together into one file. So what you're going to do, or perhaps you wanted it to be in the five different files, something like that. What you're going to do is you're going to put it into a text document, being very specific. This particular file here, and you'll copy and paste exactly the way that you named it, needs to be separated into 5 files, needs to be merged into one, whatever it is. And then you'll put that and you'll name it at the very end. You'll say README. That will go into whatever folder is pertinent. Alright, so that's the naming. Now let's go down here to file storing. Where do you put it? You're going to have lots of files, and I'm assuming that you already have quite a few files on your home computer as it is. So what you're going to do is, as you download these, you're going to put them into a properly named folder. Find out from your supervisor what the name of the set is going to be, and then what I do is I just make a new folder. Gotta go to the documents, and new folder right here. And then you would do something like Luther Martin Complete Works. Or, since this is just a folder for you, you can just do Complete Works of Martin Luther, whatever it is. We also have set codes, so Complete Works of Martin Luther would be CWML. Okay? Complete Works Martin Luther. Alright, so title that file any way that helps you, that folder, and then you're going to put every single file that you download into that folder. It doesn't matter if this is just a research file, doesn't matter. All of it has to go in there because we need access to your research as well as to your final product. Sometimes things go wrong and we have to go back and find out what's going on. So put everything pertaining to the set into it, clearly marked so you know what it is. If it is just a research folder, don't title it this way, okay? Title it some way that you can tell the difference. All right? Just title files that you think that you're going to use. You may not end up doing that, but title them carefully that way if you believe that you're going to use them. If not, title them clearly another way. Last step is uploading it to Dropbox. So you've named each file correctly, then you've named your folder in your home computer correctly, but now we need to be able to access it, okay? So what you're going to do, this is our archiving place, is Dropbox. This is free. You will have to download it if you haven't before. I'm just going to go, you use your E4 email address to sign up for this. I'm just going to go to the E4 one and show you how to download. So at the end of every day, I want to emphasize that, end of every day, you download all of the pertinent files, all of the files that you believe that you're going to use for this set. You download them to you upload them to your Dropbox in a properly named folder. Don't just upload it to Dropbox, because Dropbox actually has this little thing where you can sync with your home computer. So what it does is it just takes all of the files from your home computer. I think that you can select which ones it wants to take, and it uploads them automatically to Dropbox. So you can do that at the end of every day. That's sometimes a little easier. What you do is you just click on the folder. When you say sync to Dropbox, it'll bring up this little drop down list, and it'll say which ones do you want to sync. And so just make sure to choose the folder, and if you put everything in that folder for the set, that should be great. You are before you tell somebody that you're done with this set, you're going to have to go through that folder on Dropbox, and you're going to have to clean out everything that isn't pertinent to the set, because there will be some things like some research material that we're not going to need, things like that. So at the end of every day, you upload to Dropbox, and I think that's it. Let's go back over. We've named single files correctly, multiple files, README files. We've stored the files on the home computer, and then at the end of every day, we've uploaded them to Dropbox.